Fernanda, tell us about how you're thinking about and how investing for financial health outcomes, what you might have done already, how you're thinking about that space.
Thank you. So LeapFrog, we are a private equity growth manager, primarily operating in emerging markets. We were set up actually 10 years ago with the support of good investors such as Kona and Omidyar and a few others. We manage today $1.5 billion. And what we look at, so later stage than Kona, I mean, we look at transactions around $20 to $50 million. And the way we look at financial health, right, and how we deliver that in our mission is twofold. One is financial inclusion, and you mentioned $1 billion more being included in the last 10 years. Every fund of ours, we really set a goal for how much emerging consumers that we call low income, between $2 to $10 a day of income, how many we reach with our funds. And so if you look at low-income families, I mean, they really cannot really deal with the adversity and shocks. And the worst that can happen to a family is really a loss of a job or a health issue. And they really get back to poverty or even more poverty if they cannot deal with this adversity. So what we want to do is really provide essential financial services and healthcare services for this emerging consumer part of the population. So part of our mission is really, one is to offer these safety nets and the springboards to help this population. And then the second, which actually goes back to what you were saying earlier, it's not enough to give the access to financial services, hence what's going on in the US, where there's access to financial services, but still very little safety net built, is what type of services are you giving to these clients? And for us, there are like three main things that we look at, is affordability, high quality, and how meaningful it is for this class. And then we have very specific ways to measure our portfolio companies and figure it out if the products they are delivering meet these three criteria. And we can talk more about that. In terms of examples, very briefly, there are a few. We've made 26 investments in the last 10 years. Couple of examples that are relevant for this conference and the region. Bima, for example, it's a distributor of microinsurance. And it operates across 15 countries, reached out to more than 30 million policy holders. And it managed to scale so quickly, mainly because it operates with telcos. So we all know there are 3 billion new smartphones coming to Asia in the next 4 years. I mean, this is tremendous transformation and a tremendous opportunity to offer affordable products to very, very rural and unserved portions of the population. So Bima managed to do that. We actually sold Bima, most of it, to Allianz, a large insurance company interested in the space, interested in the growth story. On average, our portfolio companies grow 40% a year since we invested. So that's what we do, and it's only